Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody to go tell somebody he on. Tell him your homie HerbMan is on. Yes, sir. And if you're new to the program, welcome to the HerbMan Show. This is where we teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself unless you start to understand that you got to know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to figuring yourself out, to aligning yourself out with the rhythms that are around you and surrounding you so that you can make the most out of your experience here. And you are surrounded by opportunity for abundance. You are surrounded by opportunity for healing. You are surrounded by opportunity for relationships and social life the way that you desire it. You just got to understand that it goes off patterns, and you learn the behavior of opportunity. You learn the behavior of opportunity. And when you start to learn the pattern behavior that opportunity runs by, you can start to jump in and out and get what you want and get back out if that's what you're looking for. So we teach people all of those things here, you guys. We're coming live from South Africa, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. Go get somewhere, get situated. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on, all right? So all we ask for you guys, this is free information station. You don't got to pay for anything that you hear here today. All you simply got to do is pay attention. And that's what we're going to be talking to you guys about today. Your attention, how valuable your attention is. How much your attention is a transactionary legal tender of being able to provide you with the sorcery or the power or the manifestating power needed to change a thing, including changing your own life. We're so fixated a lot on changing things that are external, but what about teaching you how to use that power to change even yourself, to change even your environment? We're going to talk about how attention powers the moment. It is the very essence of what the moment needs. Is your attention. Okay? And all we ask for you guys to do here is get us up to 100,000 likes. So please keep tapping while I'll keep talking. If you're on YouTube, y'all know what to do. Go tell somebody to go tell somebody that this is going down today, okay? I ain't going to stay on here long, but we definitely going to make it strong, all right? So I need for you guys to understand what we deal in is patterns, okay? If you're looking for the number one health assessment on the planet as of today, and that's my words, okay? The number one health assessment. This is a screening, but this is a holistic screening, right? And we know that we're all hampered due to early screening, not going. We all got that masculine mentality that we can wear a headache, we can wear the pain for a minute, we can wear the blood pressure, the diabetes, or you're either on medications too long. We want to make sure that you're not missing anything about yourself in your situation so that we can see where the attention is at and what needs to be paid attention to. Okay? And we're doing all of this month and this month only for $25. All right. So if you guys are interested in that as we move along, that's what we're going to be talking about. You can DM us and we'll get you all that information. All you got to do is say, I saw you on TikTok, heard you on TikTok. Somebody told me you was on TikTok, and you'll get this discount for the month of June, Men's Health Month. All right. So now here is the thing. Attention. A lot of us don't even know we got four types of attention, right? You don't know that you got divided attention, right? Give me your undivided attention. That means you got some divided attention, okay? You don't know that you got selective attention, okay? A lot of people don't know this stuff right here, okay? You don't know that you can also have a focused attention, right? All right, so we got divided, we got selective, and then also we got alternating. Okay? This is how you pay attention. Some of you guys are good at multitasking. So you can divide your attention up in a couple of different ways, like what mama do. She can be over here cooking and still whip you from behind, like she got eye from behind her head, and get right back on the stove, keep on cooking. You don't disturb her, but she's not ignoring you or neglecting you. She's watching you while watching the soap opera. She's watching you while watching that pot. Multitasking. Okay? So that is the divided attention. All right? Come on in the building, you guys. Selective attention. This is when you got to be able to prioritize things going on in your environmental stimuli. You got to be able to prioritize it so that you can focus on one thing while a lot of things are going on around you. And the reason why I'm talking about attention today, because y'all gonna see as we keep going, because we're in present moments that we're not paying attention to. You're dealing with present day life. You're dealing with present moments that you're allowing the mind to bypass. And so a selective attention person can prioritize what they need to focus on in the midst of all kinds of things going on. Okay, so this is a prioritize, right? Priority based, something like that. Priority based. Spell what I was gonna spell anyway. Prioritize, right? Then you got this focused attention. Obviously, this is that one thing. Okay, this is that one thing, but you're not really around nothing else. So it's kind of easy to get into this focused attention. Okay. And then this alternating thing is when you can switch back and forth. Okay. It's not doing two things at once. It's choosing to do this and then changing over here and doing this and then changing your attention over here to this, but it's not multitasking. You're still only doing one thing, but you're just changing all the time. This right here is repetitive. This focused attention is happening all the time, right? So it's because it's happening all the time, you can stay in that one thing. Now, the good thing about this is that this is good for us to know, because when you're trying to heal yourself, you're trying to heal your finances, you're trying to heal your relationships, when you're trying to heal the world, when you're trying to heal your conditions, whatever it is that you're trying to repair, you must understand that you got to be able to pay attention. Okay? Somebody put that in the chat. Pay attention. You got to be able to pay attention. Even if it's a long duration, you got to be able to pay attention. All right. Another thing that they trick you on is frequency. How many people know the definition of frequency? You're being sold frequencies because you don't really know the definition of frequency. You think frequency is a sound, but the earth doesn't really have frequencies in the way that we've been teaching. The earth has rhythms. The definition of frequency is how much something is repeated. The frequency of something. How often you coming by the crib? How often are you calling me? What is the frequency of your visitation? So frequency is not a tone the way that they sell it to you. Frequency is actually something that's happening in repetitiveness. And in that repetitiveness, that can be a pattern. And then that pattern can create a rhythm. And then earth talks in the rhythm, not in the frequency. Okay? Earth talks in the rhythm. That's why you want somebody that knows how to understand patterns. And health astrology is one of the fascinating ways to be able to understand patterns instead of symptoms, systems instead of diseases. And when you include pattern behavior, you can help somebody really recover the way that they need to. A lot of people just need to get their attention put back into place. Okay? A lot of us just need to be able to get our attention relocated. All right. And this is how present issues get ignored when the mind starts to leave and starts to live in the past or the future. Because when your attention, not even when your attention, when you start to look at why attention determines experience and why life itself can only be changed in the present moment. I want you guys to understand this. Your life can only be changed in the present moment. I want you guys to understand this. You can't change your life from the future. You can't change your life from the past. Your life can only be transformed if you understand presence. And for a funky measly $25 this month only, we are offering you that experience. Look yourself in the mirror. Pay attention to yourself. Not behind the makeup, not behind the wig, not behind the weave, not behind the earrings, the shades, my brother, not behind the hat, not behind the glasses. We want you to get bucket, theoretically. Bucket in the spirit. Bucket to be able to value what you see for a change. Okay? Pay attention to yourself. Remember, I told you that your mind is the stop sign for the body. Okay? If you don't be thinking about what you're thinking about, if you're not mindful of where your mind is at, there's no stopping the false ideology, the false identity. You cannot ever heal yourself in yesterday or tomorrow. Look, have you ever noticed, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever noticed that many people can be physically present in the moment, but they're mentally somewhere else? Have you ever did that? Have you ever felt that before in your life? That you were physically in a room, in a situation, but you wasn't really there mentally. I done been to prison, so I know how to do it. You know what I'm talking about? I know how to do it, but you ain't got to necessarily be in prison physically. You could be in prison mentally. You can do all these kinds of things, but be able to find a way out through books, through all these types of ideologies, all these types of understandings. Have you ever been at dinner, but you've been thinking about work? Have you ever been at work and you thinking about something that happened yesterday in your relationship? Have you ever been at home, but you're thinking about what you need to do on your job in the future? See, life keeps happening, but your attention keeps leaving the moment. When it leaves the moment, or either you wanted to leave the moment, so you go get the smoke, you go get the drink. Many people are not necessarily overwhelmed by life in the way that they think that they are, but they can be overwhelmed by time travel. And this could be why the mind leaves. This is also could be why things remain unresolved in our lives. This could be why the present moments just feel difficult to be able to be in. It feels difficult for a lot of you guys to be in the present moment. That's why yoga is such a $1 billion industry, trying to teach our asses how to be in the moment. This is why attention changes everything. A lot of times people are near you and around you, but they are not with you mentally. Mind is not there. And there are 3 locations of the mind, okay? 3 locations of the mind. The past, the present, and the future. One of the most magnificent things about the owner's manual, if you get it this month, it's $25. If you get it next month, it'll be 50 or 75, one or the other, but it'll never go higher than that. But one of the fascinating things about the mind and about the owner's manual is that not only does it allows you an opportunity to understand your present location or your current location, but then it also gives you the present discipline that you should be aware of. What is these things going on in my life? What is it trying? What discipline do I need to use to maneuver? Or what discipline do I need to learn to pass this test? Sometimes when you are in Aries, that's a time for self. And the opposite of Aries is Libra. That's a time when you can do things to grow and develop as a union. Taurus is a time for you to start working on your personal possessions, the things that you want out of life. The opposite of Taurus, though, is going to be Scorpio. That's a time for you to build mutual possessions with someone else. Gemini becomes a time where you can start learning how to self-express. believe in self, learn how to understand how you communicate with yourself, right? So you learn a lot about how life is through self understanding and belief. But then the opposite of Gemini to Sagittarius is allow the world to teach you some things. Learn from the world, experience the world's point of view of you in life. Cancer is about keeping the family together, while Capricorn can be about being independent and intelligent and going out and shaking the world up in your career or whatever legacy you're trying to leave behind. Leo could be about a time where you are in this situation where you want to find out what your heart really desires. And you're showing people that if you can do what you love to do, you can shine bright. But the opposite of Leo is Aquarius, teaching you about how not just to show your heart, but also be comfortable with showing your mind, your intelligence, your intellect, your innovation. So you got all of these different disciplines, but you don't know. The owner's manual shows you the present location and the present discipline so that you can get back in tune, back in rhythm. So you can start paying attention. So the mind moves between these these three locations as often as you want. And ain't nothing wrong with now one of them, okay? There's nothing wrong with going in the past. There's nothing wrong with going in the future. There's nothing wrong with being in the present until you reach imbalance. And this is where disease and suffering starts. So here you always talking about what happened. You ever know somebody talk about what happened? My wife accused me of this right here. You always talking about what happened. The future is always talking about what might happen. Okay? This might happen. And the present is about what's happening. And you can find people that talk like this. You'll know. If you're talking about your person that's always out in the street, that's always got their ear to the street, always trying to do this and do that, because they're always about what's happening. You got some people that are worried all the time, that are always talking about what they're going to do tomorrow, the dreams. And, you got folks packed full of dreams. These are always what might happen. And when you put your attention in these locations that are not the present, that's when you can start, your present moments can start being drifted away. And again, none of these are wrong. It's when the imbalance comes, when the suffering arises. So the question for you today, right now, if you can answer this, and that's fine. If you don't want to answer it, you guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. The question for the day is, which one of these locations do you mostly live in most of the time? We know that the mind travels. But what is unfortunate is that the body remains in the present moment. So when you constantly got your body on co-pilot, that's where you can start getting also coping mechanisms that can't be stopped. That's when you're going to be on lifetime prescriptions because you ain't really dealing with it. You're not paying attention to it like that. You see? And so when the past becomes your present, that's when unhealthy things can start to evolve. When old experiences begin controlling your current interpretation of life, that's when things start falling apart. You say, well, how does that look? You know how when somebody disappoints you, now all of a sudden you don't trust nobody because you let your past control your current interpretation. Come on now, somebody, listen to me. You fail one time. Oh, you don't want to try shit no more. Okay, you ain't trying to do nothing no more. You experienced a little rejection. Oh, okay. Well, everything now feels dangerous. Everything feels like it's attacking you. Everything is a conspiracy against you. Right? Y'all know them folks. That's past. And a lot of them are not responding to reality. They're responding to memory. And you can't live with folk that don't know how to handle that type of process. And so what past becomes is what I've been telling you guys. You are a processing machine. Stop pre-processing your food. Stop pre-processing your food. If you don't need the juice, don't juice. If you don't need the smoothie, don't smoothie. You're only supposed to smoothie if you have stomach acid, stomach problems. You're only supposed to juice if you have small intestine problems. Because this intestines is the extractor, just like a juicer. The stomach is the blender, just like your smoothie blender. So you're not processing properly history. And now it can become your present reality. That's when the past. That's when folks living in the past. We can't get you to the present. We can't heal you. We can't heal your finances. Oh man, everybody been broke. Everybody I know ain't went to high school. Man, ain't nobody got no money. Everywhere I come from, it is what it is. My dog, it is what it is. Okay, then it is what it is. Until we can move you into the present, then all that you know, grandmama, all that you understand, granddad. I'm talking to you right now. See, all that the pastor ever told you. See, but it's a new day. And some of you guys are so stuck on the white coat theory. You so stuck on the allopathic community. You so stuck on medicine. The past. You're missing what's happening today. You're missing some new information that can get you further than what the past information been doing. Religious people. Now let's talk about when you got a joker always living in the future. And when the future becomes your escape from the present moment. See, for a lot of us, future thinking sounds productive for most of us, where you got a plan and you got to always have a goal and you got to always have some objectives and you got to always know where you're going and what you're doing and this, that, and the third. And that becomes your escape. But sometimes it can become a bit of an avoidance of the present moment. Your spouse coming in, always working and working for tomorrow and avoiding the present situation, the present silence, the present noise that's going on in the house. Some of you guys avoid the silence and some of y'all avoid the noise. You escape thinking that you're being productivity, but it can seem a little bit like avoidance. All this endless planning, endless preparation, you're never going to get ready. Waiting, all of this procrastination, postponing your life for what? A possibility? When you got the present, you living in possibility. And I want to ask you guys a question that are future people like this. How much of life have you delayed? How much of life have you delayed? Living in the future. How many people had to wait until you get ready? You're never gonna be ready. How much of life have you put on hold, living in the future, ignoring present opportunities, ignoring what's happening today to you? You found him today, but girl, I ain't ready yet. But he came today. But I said I wanted to get my bachelor's and I want to have $50,000 and I want to be able to have this and that and the third all this. So I ain't ready for the children and he ready for kids and this, that, and the third. And so you're living in possibility, ignoring and avoiding what's happening in your present moment. You see that? People do this. They live in the future. But what would happen if you stop preparing? and started participating. The present moment needs your participation. The past is a memory. The future is a possibility. But the present moment, it needs and requires your participation. Okay? Any questions thus far? You guys keep tapping. I'm going to keep on talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. Why is this important for us to be able to locate the mind? Why is it important to be able to locate my body? Why is it important for us to be able to understand real time? So that you can get in alignment, in attunement, so that you can get in rhythm. Mama Earth is fertile. The only reason, it ain't even, look, you are growing things. If you don't do nothing, there will grow a result of nothing that you've done. If you do something, it'll grow a result for the actions you've taken. Mother Earth in this realm is so fertile that whether you do something out of ignorance or out of intelligence, it will still produce the fruit of that result. And if nothing is done, that equals nothing. You birth nothing. You create nothing. But if you do something, it also will create a result. And the body only exists in the present moment. Your body cannot breathe tomorrow. It can't digest yesterday. It can't sleep next month. Right now, your body can only do what it can do at this present moment. It only has current breath. But how often have you gotten into that current breath? You so gone, you just overlooking some of the most simple things to get your health back. If you value breath, then you wouldn't smoke as much, but you ain't been listening to your breath. You don't hear the breath coming in and understanding the value it holds on you. So you're going to ride until the wheel fall off. You don't value lungs because you don't listen to them. If you value current environment, then you would be present in your situation that you're in right now and look at what you can do to transform it to what you want it to be. Knowing that environment is conducive and influences everything that you're trying to grow in your life. The present moment requires you to feel the current sensation. If it's silent, feel the silence. If it's noise, feel the noise. When it's noisy, you go run to silent. When it's silent, you go run to scrolling and TV and radio because you're avoiding the present. And the owner's manual attempt to show the world that we can globally positioning. And it's not the GPS in your palm of your hand or in your car, but it's one from heaven. And when we get your global positioning system, we can kind of get you back into alignment and attunement and rhythm. This is why attention affects your experience. This is the power of attention. This is why they want your attention. How often are you ignoring your body's messages? Get up, go. You need to go there today. You need to call right now. The body speaks in present tense. The body will never talk to you in future or past tense. The body only can speak to you in the present tense. And the reason why our present issues are being missed or not being taken advantage of, because here is where many of our problems stay unresolved. And it's simply because attention leaves. Somebody put in the chat, attention leaves. You see how my numbers keep going up from 80 to 60 to this, because the attention is leaving. And I'm talking about them. You see what I'm saying? This is about you. You see? And I'm trying to teach you that either you're going to learn how to control that aspect of you, or you're going to keep outsourcing it to everything else. And you're going to always require help. You're never going to be able to heal yourself because you can't fucking pay attention to yourself. And that's sad. But it's going to be true for the most of us who haven't learned how to understand the value of this message. If you guys missed this message, it's going to be uploaded on YouTube. As soon as we get up off of here, we're coming live on TikTok, live on YouTube, and live from South Africa. You can get your herbs from us, but what we do best is your health assessment. If you're looking for the number one nature-based innovative health assessment on the planet, it is called the Owner's Manual. It is not a book, but it is the manual on you. Okay, I don't write books. All right? So when we're dealing with relationship issues, when we're dealing with health changes, when we're dealing with burnout, lethargy, tired all the time, fatigue, whatever you want to call it, when we're dealing with chronic stress, it's because your attention leaves. It's because your attention leaves. Because usually signs are going to exist in those situations. But you overlook them because the mind is not there to see the present, what's happening in the life. So this is a very valuable thing because when you're trying to heal your finances, people say, well, HerbMan, how could you live overseas? How could you live like this, the internet, nomadic, or whatever y'all call all these names for folk. But I don't live off the internet. I live off the gift. If the internet shut down right now, I can still live off the gift. Nature never leaves the present. So we try to get you these nature-based interventions so that you can start to get your examples from nature instead of all of us guessing. If you start looking back at nature as your examples for how to love, how to trust, how to judge, all this stuff. If you start getting your cues from nature, you'll see you don't need nobody to tell you shit because nature tells you everything. God speaks through nature, and nature never leaves the present moment. Nature demonstrates to you all the time that it's in full participation. Nature demonstrates it's in full participation. Trees do not regret spring. Rivers ain't hating and rivers ain't rushing oceans. The sunshine ain't hating on the moon or comparing itself to anything. It just fully occupies the season that it's in. And the thing is you don't know what season you're in. A lot of you guys think that you're in summer or you're in winter. But that's what the earth positioning is. We want to know where you at. What season am I resisting in my life? Nature is going to respond instead of rehearsing. It's in the moment. It builds while it's flying. It's fully participatory. It's got its peripheral. It's fully activated, fully stimulated to be able to make the right changes that it needs. And when you don't pay attention, then there's a cost for your mental time travel. I want you guys to keep tapping. I'm going to keep talking. Let's get us up to 100,000 likes during the live broadcast. I won't be on here long, but I'm going to make it strong. When you don't pay the toll for attention, there's a cost of mental time travel. You guys keep tapping. When you don't pay attention, there's a cost to mental time travel. When you don't pay attention, there's a cost to mental time travel. When you're living mostly in the past, the cost comes with regret and guilt and identity loops that you can't get out of. When you're living in the future, there's a cost where you feel anxiety worrying, perfectionism, and urgency all the damn time. And the result of those things, the cost of those, somebody write this in the chat. The cost of that, if you don't pay attention, if you don't pay attention, if you don't know how to be attentive, the cost of that is present blindness. Okay, so now I got cancer in the present. I got diagnosed with cancer. I got diagnosed with autoimmune disease. I got diagnosed with high blood pressure. I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I got diagnosed with these particular things. And now I got a present blindness. See, so now at the time where you need to be able to manifest, at the time where you need to be able to activate, at the time where you need to be able to move and shift some things, at the time where you need to be able to transform, you can't. The material that you need to transform, you can't activate. The cost of not paying attention to me and anybody that speaks like me in the name of what it is that I'm trying to get you to understand. Your present blindness, you can't see behind the veil. You can't see where you're going. You can't see where your healing is at. You can't take the advantage of an opportunity of where the man or the woman that you're seeking or the family that you're seeking. You can't do it because you're in present blindness. Because you're basing all your decisions off of a futuristic or a historical interpretation. The present moment is not sitting on your ass and not doing nothing. Presence doesn't mean never planning. It just means occupying the reality while planning. So if you can occupy while planning, then what type of attention is needed in the present? A multitasker, divided attention. Divided attention is what's needed. Now they say undivided, but I need y'all undivided attention. But see, you don't realize what the hell that means. There are 4 types of attention: divided, selective, alternating, and focused, right? They're telling you they want your undivided. They want you to just be focused on them. We get it. But there is a divided. And actually, in the present moment, if you can do divided, you can do 2 things at once. You can be cooking while still listening to the children. You're fully in your peripheral. You're fully in your senses, 360. You're fully connected to everything when you're able to focus on this and that. So you never leave the present to fix the past. You never leave the present to plan the future. Y'all didn't hear that. But hopefully once you rewind this, subscribe and rewind, and you'll get who I am. When you're at work, in your conversations, in your eating habits, in your rest and recovery habits, some of you guys, it's not about who you are, it's about where you are. And a lot of us are just not in the right environments to grow. Presence is full participation. And you can't heal nobody without their presence. And so the owner's manual is that attention map. The owner's manual is going to ask all of us the question of, where does my attention go? And what is needed from me? When stressed, am I in the past, the future, or the present? Am I in avoidance? What do I do when I escape? What do I do when I'm overthinking? What am I refusing to notice in my family, in myself, in my surroundings? What issues keep waiting for my attention? Awareness interrupts repetition. So when you're talking about those frequencies, and the frequency definition of something is how it's repeated, how often. It's a repeated behavior. Awareness interrupts repetition. So if I start being aware of my health, me taking a lifetime prescription, I can interrupt the repetitiveness of prescriptions if I stay aware of my health. Awareness allows me to be able to interrupt all of these relationship issues a nigga go through, right? Up and down, all around. Why? Because you're in a repetitive loop. You're not aware of the behavior of yourself or others around you. So you stand in this loop because a lot of you guys are going and you're trying to be in the present with past interpretation. So you think he no good just because he's a man, because the other man was. So the brother didn't have no real chance. And he coming in with his own thing too. Because he's comparing you to the old lady. So you really don't have no chance. Return to the now. And we teach you guys this through breathing. We teach you guys this stuff through humming. We teach you guys this by allowing you to understand to close your eyes. Listen to your breath. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to your sound. We ain't about fixing the past, and we about solving the future. I want you to be simply about noticing the moment. Only noticing your current moment. What is true right now for you? And we can help you with this for this little $25, okay? What are you carrying from yesterday? What are you preparing for tomorrow? Relax, my people. There is a ram in the bush for your issues. But it's all about how you're going to change and transform your perception. You go through the 12 disciplines, and the 13th one is a new you. That's all this is about. Let me show you guys something real quick. You guys keep tapping. Let's get us up to 50K. Before I show y'all, I need to have 50K. All right, I need to have 50K. I'm going to show you these levels. Okay, it's 12 disciplines, but I'm going to show you 7 levels for you to understand that your ending is not as bad as you want to think it is. Okay, because I need for you to understand how nature is the example of nature. Okay, that's all I want to give you. Your ending is not what you think it is. But you got to understand nature, okay? Your attention is needed to change your life. Your ending, if you're talking about examples of nature, your ending is not as bad as you may think. And the ending to your ideas, the ending to your ideology, the ending to your goals and dreams, you must understand that it's not as far off as you think. It's not as bad as you think. You got to be able to get this together. And once we get to this 50K, I'm going to show you guys why it's like that, okay? Why it's like that. And you got to take examples from nature. I only believe this because I've submerged myself in nature in some real happenstance ways, but I got that experience to understand that nature is doing something around us. It's not just for us to build on the earth. There's a relationship. It's not for us just to be breathing. There's a relationship with air. It's not just, the sun ain't just up there for happenstance. that you should form a relationship with the light. It's not just about the freaking water just being here just because it's supposed to cleanse and hold fish. You're supposed to formulate a relationship with the water. Why? Because the water, the air, the earth, and the sun are they are the four pillars that create environment. And that environment is creating life for the human, the animal, and the plant. Take your cues from nature. Stop getting your herbs from herbalists that are just regurgitating with no natural experiences. Life cannot be lived in memory. Life cannot be lived in prediction. It can only be understood through participation. Yes, your past can teach. And yes, your future can guide you. But only the present can change your situation. And I don't know what you're looking for. I don't know if you're looking for guidance. I don't know if you're looking for teaching. But if you're looking for change, then you got to be able to be in the present. And we can show you what that present moment looked like for you. Okay? With this type of health assessment. All we need is a birthday. We don't need a blood type, a blood sample, stool sample, hair sample. We don't need a urine sample. We don't need no live culture from that little nasty bump down now. We're not going to invade you. We're not going to prick you, poke you, or prod you. Okay, this is non-invasive, non-intrusive. All we need is your timestamp. And we let mama give us the language behind the numbers. Okay? Once we get to 50K, we'll get the present issues remain unresolved, not because they are invincible, not because they are incurable. It is because your attention keeps leaving the only place transformation can occur, the present. When that diagnosis hits you, you start worrying. That's future. When that diagnosis hits you, it jolts your mind out of the... I'm trying to teach y'all. When that divorce, when that relationship, when that environmental stimuli hit you, lion, tigers, and bears, oh my, when they come your way, you jump out of the body, out of the present, and that's the protector. The mind is the only stop sign for the body. So now you so scared you don't know what to do. You so traumatized, you don't know what to do. So you jolted. Oh, my mom and them they died from cancer. Okay, so now that is your interpretation of what you might do. Oh, okay, so then, but what if I die of cancer? Then, okay, so then you into predicting. If you want to change it though, I gotta get you present. And if I can get you to be present, if you can allow me an opportunity to hold your attention, I value your attention. But I want you to understand that if you can allow me a moment to hold your attention, my young brother or sister, that is so valuable. The Reds want it, the Blues want it, the United States want it, the men want it, the women want it, the children want it. It is your most valuable asset. You can have 3 children and all of them want your attention. Any woman wants your attention. So it's the most valued substance that you hold, because where your attention goes is where you're going. But if I can get to hold your attention and value just being here, not paying bills, especially when you got disease, you don't need to worry about nothing else. If your finances messed up, you don't need to worry about nothing else but learning financial literacy. If your health messed up, you don't need to know nothing else about your health literacy. If your relationships fucked up, you don't need to know nothing else but relationship literacy. And you get all of that literacy for Men's Health Month for $25 this month only. Any questions thus far? We almost at 50. We almost at 50. I'm going to show you about the 13. The 13 is the new you. Okay? 12 disciplines. You must go through 12 disciplines. And once we show you guys where you are, okay? Once we show you where you are, then you can begin to understand what discipline is needed. What discipline is required to pass that test. And man, that information right there is groundbreaking. It ain't new. But it's damn sure going to be groundbreaking. The future of medicine is no medicine at all. I truly believe that. The future of medicine is no medicine at all. Okay? Let us know when we almost at the 50K. You guys let us know when we almost at the 50K. It's almost, we got about 2 minutes to 5 o'clock as well. So we can get to 50K by 5 o'clock. We'll be out of here in the next few minutes. But I got to show you this. I got to show you why the owner's manual is the best. I got to show you why taking examples from nature is the best. I got to show you why that GPS that they created is also coming from the same thing. I'm locating you, and I don't have to. You see, so they doing it, but there's another way you can do it, and it's macroscopic, right? And it takes this topographical view of all the things that you can do. And I know that when you were little, you went to McDonald's and Burger King, Pizza Hut, you played that maze. But when you got bigger and bigger and bigger, you was able to figure that maze out quicker and quicker and quicker because it was your vantage point. And as you start raising above the maze, as you start raising above, as you start elevating your mind above as you start to be able to ascend a little bit above the viewpoint, and then now you can get an easier access, a way out of your problem, out of your situation. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. We're trying to raise your vantage point on life, and so you ain't got to be 99 to raise it. You just got to be ready. You ain't got to be all Christian and spiritual to raise your consciousness. You just got to be ready. You ain't got to be an American to raise your consciousness. You just got to be ready. So let me give you an example of why your end ain't what you think. The example of the 7 cycles of life comes from the seed. It comes from the seed. I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to get on up out your high and let you enjoy the rest of your Monday. I appreciate all of your love, all of your concern, all of your support. You are this rose. In the 7 cycles, first there's the seed. Then there's the root. Then there's the stem. Then there comes the flowers. The leaves. This is what we call the true leaf stage. Then the flowers begin to come. Then they bear fruit. What happens next is what they don't want to tell you. And this ain't about dying to get this. You don't have to die to get this one. Yes, sir. You ain't got to die to get this one, you guys, okay? All right? This one you don't have to die to get. Okay? It's actually in your life plan right now if you go back to nature and see it. Okay? If you can't see it in nature, then you might can't see it at all. Okay? What happens next is that after the fruit, The seventh level is a new seed. Correct? Am I correct? You put the seed down. It starts to get its roots. Then you see a little stem. Next thing you know, it's at its true leaf stage. It starts getting its leaves. Then after the leaves start growing, you start flowering. Then after the flower, you see the fruit of your labor. And then when the fruit, some of them, when you got fruit, you got a seed in the fruit. That seed in the fruit is the possibility for a new seed. So what I'm saying to you, that is your end is transformation, is a new beginning. Your end is it's a new beginning. Some of you guys are dealing with cancer. That's the fruit of the behavior. Some of you guys are dealing with diabetes. That's the fruit of the behavior of the body, of the behavior of that mind. Some of you guys are dealing with social anxieties, but that is the fruit of whatever happened to that body and that mind. The behavior is the fruit, but it can create a new seed, either a new seed of the same behavior or just a new you in general. And so if this is nature, where do you see end? I see eternal. Where you see death as end, I see eternal. I see that there's no such thing as death. If I'm using nature. And you've been over there digesting, and you've been over there living like there's an end. And when you live like that's an end, that is going to be the fruit. Your fruit won't have no seed. You are the seedless grapes. Thank you. You are the seedless watermelons. You are the boneless chicken. Yes, sir. You are the fillet of fish. You are the bioengineered. You are the processed food. And that's why when you've been going to church all this long, your blood pressure's still high. You've been believing in this God and Jesus, praying, how can grandmama leave with diabetes? So faithful, so generous. How could God not cure cancer? I'm just trying to get you to understand. You're supposed to transform from a baby, from an infant, from a zygote to who you are today. Have you not witnessed transformation? Why do you believe that it won't work? It's because you won't work it. That's the only reason this won't work, is because you won't work it. You want a pill to go along with the thrills of life. But until you understand that you must change the trajectory of your perception of life, that will change and transform the trajectory of whatever going on inside. This is the 7 cycles. This is the 12 chambers, the 12 known chambers of the mind. This is the 12 disciplines that I teach you guys about. Some of you guys are in the spring of life and don't know what that means. And you're fighting growth and development, but you're in the season for it. You're in the season for something new. You're trying to hold on to the old. Some of you guys are in the summertime of life. You're supposed to be flourishing, but you're failing. You're squandering away your talents and gifts at a time when you're supposed to be rich, shining, popping. You have self-confidence issues, lacking, questioning, second-guessing when your time is now. Some of you guys are in a season of fall where things are going to be moving away, leaving, changing. And you want to keep what you got. But nature don't do that. And in all of this, you must value the spring of life. Because that's what the seeds and the root need. You must value the summer of life. Because that's what the stems and the leaves need. And the flowers need. You must value the fall of life. Because that's when the fruit returns back to seed. And you must value the winter of life. Because underground is doing it all over again. Eternal. It said that for whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever can look at nature and see God in the visible and the invisible, could know the true nature of God. It's in nature. You are a part of nature. You're not the epitome of nature. You're a part of this thing. Because when the plants go, you go. If the sun will go, you'll go. If the owl go, you'll go. And they done tricked us into artificial lights. So this relationship is severed. But sunlight is a great antioxidant to drive out cancerous things. They done took your water and bottled it. So that severed you from your relationship with water. When we know that water is a electrolyte balancer, it is the fluid balancer, it is also the cleanser. Can cure a lot of your lymphatic issues, a lot of your circulatory issues as well. They done took your land from you and then rented it and mortgaged it out to you. They done took all of your plants and fruits and vegetables and put them in grocery stores and sold them back to you and severed your relationship with Mother Earth. Them fruits and vegetables keep you energetic, keep you strong, keep you alive. And if they could get air, they'll do that too. But they don't put you inside of these walls to where they can condition your air. That's like conditioning my spirit. Because the air is my spirit. So you putting me in conditioned spirit, conditioned airs most of the time. Severed me from my relationship with unconditional air, outdoor. That air is the very thing that you would need to also help you with blood circulatory issues. It could also help you with skin issues. It could help you with lung issues. That air. because oxygen is the engine, the material that's needed to cause the combustion. For you to stay alive. Your end is something new. Don't let this stuff worry you. Yes, the fruit of that behavior is cancer. But we understand that you have transformative power. Somebody put that in the chat. I have transformative power. This brother, that's what he's telling me. I have transformative power. Somebody put that in the chat, please. I have transformative power. Yes, I'm broke right now. I'm impoverished right now. Yes, we ain't got no this and no that. But I have transformative power. You got to pay attention to these things. I have transformative power. Okay? So now the situation has already gotten a little manageable just from that. Now the next question is, what transformative power do I have? You get all of this information with your owner's manual for this month only for $25, okay? If you want this type of health assessment, this type of health screening, this is the one for you, okay? I have transformative powers. That's the number one declaration you need. The next one is, what transformative power do I have at my disposal? And some of you guys don't know that you can use water better than other folk. Some of y'all don't know that you can use sunlight better than other folk. Some of y'all don't know that you can use air better than some folk. Some of y'all don't know that you can use earth better than other folk. And those things are your transformative powers. In essence, what I'm saying is some of you guys can use your intelligence to figure out how to transform. What I'm saying is that some of you guys can use your intuition to transform. What I'm saying is some of you guys have great ideas to transform. And what I'm saying is some of you guys just got to be practical and do the things that you're talking about. And it'll transform your situation. I have transformative powers. The only thing left is to figure out which one I need this month and this month only. Let us help you with that. All right. If you guys are interested in what we talked about today, if you guys are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us. All you got to say is, hey, man, I saw you on TikTok, heard you on TikTok. Somebody told me you was on TikTok. You get this $25 discount all for the month of June. You probably got, let's say, about another 9 more days left. We've had a lot of owners manual come through getting this discount, man, but we are appreciative because all we're trying to do is get this in your hands. Once you make this $25 investment, you have a lifetime of information at your disposal. You don't have to come back and forth and do all of that. It's in the palm of your hands. All the herbs you need, the foods you need, the nature-based interventions you need, the spiritual tendencies you need to know about yourself, the physical tendencies you need to know about yourself, etc., etc. You're reading the book on you. I don't write books, but it's the manual on how to maintain your life for longevity, for utilization and performance. You're trying to get the maximum understanding. Then we need to know rhythm. We need to know patterns. We need to know seasons. We need to know this information. It is the top of the line health system when it comes to when it comes to a holistic practitioner. I believe it'll beat allopathic, but you can get your blood test and this. You can get all of your little x-rays and you need this too, though. You can get all your little write-ups, but you need this too. Okay? You got to have this. I have transformative powers. Let me pay this little $25 so I can know which one I need to use. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. Peace, peace, peace. Peace. Yes, sir. Peace. I have transformative powers. Yes, sir. I have transformative powers. I am made out of eternal material. I can transform my life. Peace.